Thank you very much, Gamal. And once again, a very warm welcome to the last and final leg of the Engage conference on the global agenda for humanitarian heritage. After papers from UK, Iraq, Tunisia, Egypt, we are now with the India Hub to hear the stories and the experiences from India. And I very warmly once again welcome all of you. When we began the India Hub, it was pretty much just India Hub, meaning we were looking at experiences. We started looking at experiences from around the country. During the Hub launch event in October last year, breaking boundaries, we included papers from Pakistan, Nepal, UK, and Egypt. Today, we are happy to include colleagues from Iran in this journey, as they will probably, no doubt, soon launch their own hub for the country as well as for the region. The last year and a half has exposed Praxis to newer areas of research, with inquiries specifically focusing on culture and heritage, adding layers to our work on issues of equity and governance. This is something which, in a sense, logical extension of the participatory or community-led processes that Praxis was engaged in. It was a matter of time when we were looking at ideas around and experiences around heritage, which is central to people's living. When you look at India Hub's focus or an update, so to speak, since its launch, it's been mainly 4 key areas that we have focused on. First and foremost, understanding humanitarian heritage of marginalized communities. When I say marginalized communities and humanitarian heritages, the idea of appropriation and packaging of valued possessions that are very subliminally continues across generations, whether they are of happy coexistence or of contested spaces, of politics, negotiation, existing narratives of subversion with a historical baggage of forced or framed identities, and communities' conscious resistance against these reinforced stereotypes to create heritage awareness within its bearers. That's one big chunk of the work that we focused on. When I say we, it's not just Praxis, all of us here, the different partners that make up this coalition of India Hub. The second piece that was focused on was production of heritage and its related socio-spatial determinants. Disconnect among communities' cultural practices, heritage and their lived realities, reclaiming their heritage with a tag, resulting into continued exploitation of communities instead of celebration, stigmatizing community, yet valorizing their heritage of, as the stigma continues amongst the communities, there is still this glamorized heritage that is driven by market economy, emphasizing products over process, thereby sheer need of or to acknowledge the unique transactional relationship between people and heritage. So that whole area of real heritage versus marketed heritage, or what heritage means to community versus what gets into the mainstream commercialized, marketized heritage. And the third piece is the role of catalysts and community participation in conserving human heritage. Stakeholder engagement in conversation with communities of interest and communities of practice, those who work with heritage. Understanding community ownership of heritage and grounding of heritage in the socioeconomic context for sustenance and improving community quality of life. Focusing on traditional knowledge systems and local understanding of the needs and opportunities to bring sustainable change with long-lasting benefits for the heritage communities. So not distancing heritage from the lives of the heritage communities itself, the idea of heritage from the communities itself. And last bit that was focused on in the last year and a half was identifying spaces of cohesion that embed multidimensionality of stories over narratives of dominant religions. Cultural institutions showing the core values of compassion and value of life towards the needy and vulnerable people during critical times, acting as the nodes for dissemination of knowledge and facilitating citizens' engagement with heritage processes. Those were the four big pieces of work, if one is to reflect back on what happened in the last year and a half. Nonetheless, one must say it's a time that has been extremely difficult across the world. This whole experience comes at a time when we are literally been engulfed in something that generations have not seen. More than a century, we have not seen something like this. Even then, it's newer experiences and more difficult experiences that we have gone through. Since March 2020, the official estimate of India, in India alone, we've lost nearly 3.8 lakh people. But that's a contested figure. New figures, unofficial figures that are being talked about is in the tune of 8.5 lakhs in the country alone. Now, the pandemic, what it has highlighted is also this core inequities within society, disproportionately impacting lives of people on the margins. And it will continue to, both as an impact of the pandemic and as a preparedness of to address the pandemic. While many parts of the developed world is addressing it, the whole idea of vaccine inequity is going to be real, and it's already being felt within the countries like India and many other developing countries. Now, I think more than ever, there is a need to recognize the intrinsic that intrinsic to this conversations are the ideas of identity, heritage, and culture. I think this time, even the pandemic has shown us that how it is important that we look at this whole idea of identity, heritage, and culture. Today, as we listen to the role of religious and cultural institutions in the urban institutions in urban resilience and conservation, the production of heritage through a bangle making industry hit badly by the pandemic and the policies. We will also look at and examine the struggles of heritage communities in India as well as in Iran. We also hope that while we listen to all of these experiences, we do not lose sight of the larger factors that are influencing global agenda and human heritages, including but not limited to human rights in business and culture, the principle of community participation, and I think the very idea of democracy itself. These are things that we must not lose sight of while we dive deep into the experiences and ideas of heritage. I'll stop here with that.